Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So this is chapter 4, image. Okay, so um, this is what we are going to cover in chapter 4, creation of still image, type of still image, color and palettes in multimedia, and image file types used in multimedia. Okay, so to start create an image, okay, you need to follow this step. Okay, this is a basic step. First, you need to plan. Okay, you plan what you are going to do, what you are going to create, and then we use flowchart and storyboard. Okay, for example, you want to uh, develop a multimedia product presentation. Okay, first you need to know what type or what kind of image that you are going to create. So you need to use flowchart and storyboard. Okay, plan first. But if you are going to create a poster, for example, okay, maybe you need to sketch first. Okay, sketch up. Okay, so first is plan. Second is organize. So organize, you use a suitable tools. Okay, tools here means the software that you're going to use. For example, you use Photoshop, Illustrator, so organize. Okay, organize the tool. And then last but not least is device. Okay, hardware. So you plan what kind of hardware you are going to use, even for your platform. Okay, device. And have multiple monitors if possible for lots of screen real estate. This one refers to a bigger project. Okay, so in your case, your assignment, you just need your own monitor. Okay, one monitor is enough. Okay, so type of still image created depends on the first is display resolution. Okay, so what you are going to create, okay, depends on your display resolution. So lagi besar lagi smooth. Okay, remember that. When you zoom in, dia lagi smooth lah. Okay, dia tak kacau. The second one is hardware. Okay, hardware. So do you use Macintosh or a Windows platform, or you know, what kind of hardware you are going to use? Okay, and then software. So type of still image created depends on display resolution, hardware, and software. So there are two types of bitmap of still image. The first one is bitmap. The second one is vector drawn. So let's look at first at bitmap. So bitmap is actually derived from the word bit, which means the simplest element in which only 2 digits are used. Why 2 digits? Because okay, because 1 bit means, first of all, you have 1 bit. So 1 to the power of 2 is equal to 2. So you have 2 digits. So 0 and 1. Okay. 2 input combination. 0 and 1. And map, which is a 2-dimensional matrix of these bits. So when we are talking about 2-dimensional matrix, okay, so this is it. So 1 bit, 2D matrix. Okay. So use y-axis and x-axis. Okay. So bitmap is a data matrix describing the individual dots of an image. So one dot is represented by this one bit. Okay. So let's look at this. So bitmaps are an image format suited for creation of photorealistic image. For example, in this environment, okay, photorealistic image, make it macam real, nampak real, macam sebenar, kan? Okay, complex drawing, okay, complex drawing, and image that require fine details. For example, this flower, okay, fine details, right? Yang sangat teliti, yang halus-halus, like rambut-rambut, ataupun kita punya portrait, kan, yang nak lukis yang betul-betul very details tu, okay? So we use bitmap. So bitmap image are known as pane graphic. Okay, so made up of individual dots or picture elements known as pixel or pixels. So Each of these, satu-satu kotak tu mewakili one bit. Okay, individual dots. So bitmap image can have varying bit and color depth. Okay, based on how many bit. Okay, the color depth is based on how many bit it has. Okay, for example, 1 bit, there are 2 color possible. Okay, because we only have 0 and 1, so black and white. 4 bit, possible to have 16. Okay, 16 colors, possible colors. Okay, because 2 power of 4 is equal to 16. All right, and so on. Okay, let's look at this. So 24-bit depth means it has 16 million of colors. Okay, sangat banyak warna. So that's why you can see here, this is very realistic. Okay, millions of color, realistic, very realistic. Okay, compared to this one, okay, dated to 1 bit, so 2 colors, black and white. Okay, so dia akan tukarkan ke semua color determine, dia akan change to the nearest neighbor color, like dia akan tengok pada yang sebelah aja. So kalau dia lagi gelap, dia akan jadi hitam, dia akan pilih warna hitam. Kalau dia nampak macam cerah, dia akan compact, dia akan jadi warna putih. So that's why detect to 1 bit, it only has 2 colors, black and white. Okay, and then bitmap can be inserted by using clip art galleries. Satu ni memang dah ready made in your laptop or PC. Second one is bitmap software. Okay, bitmap software, for example, Photoshop. Okay, capturing and editing image. So you capture one image, you ambil gambar maybe, and then you edit, okay, that picture. So capturing and editing image. The fourth one is scanning image. So you have one picture and then one image, and then you scan, and then you use it in your project. Okay, so bitmap can be inserted by clip art galleries, bitmap software, capturing and editing image, and also scanning image. Meaning that you don't have to start from scratch. You boleh je ambil yang dah sedia ada. Then macam mana you nak apply ataupun implement into your project. Okay, this is what it mean by this lah. The second one is vector drawn format. So been used in CAD programs. So mechanical students usually use this one. Okay, CAD programs, graphic artists designing for the print media. Okay, they want to do printing, so they use vector drawn. 3D animation program. Okay, and application that require drawing of graphic shapes. So if you have shapes, usually for 3D, they use this. Banyak guna lah. Okay, graphic shapes. Even kalau kita kata dalam Photoshop tu sendiri pun ada kan graphic shapes. So in that case, dia akan gunakan vector drawn. So how vector drawn image work? So vector is a line that described by the location of its end to end point. Okay, so vector drawn make use of Cartesian coordinate. So this is 2D. If you have 2D, then it will use x-axis and y-axis. If you have 3D, okay, 3D drawing, it has another axis, which is z-axis. Okay. So let's look at vector drawn versus bitmap. What is the difference between these two? Okay. So vector image use less memory space, have smaller size, okay, file compared to bitmap. And for web, page that use vector graphics in plugins download faster. Okay, upload and download faster. Why? Because it has smaller size. Okay, and for animation too, it draw faster than bitmap. Use the shapes and so on. Okay, and vector image cannot be used for photorealistic image. So we know that for photorealistic image, we should use bitmap. It use bitmap type. Okay, type of bitmap. Vector image require a plugin for web-based display. Okay, bitmap can be converted to vector image using auto tracing. For example, you have a portrait, you want to create or to convert it into a cartoon-like image, then you can convert. Okay, so from bitmap to vector drawn. And bitmap are not easily scalable and resizable. That's why Kalau you tengok sometimes bila kita apa tu nak zoom in, nak besarkan, nak increase the size, dia macam nampak blur, pecah-pecah. Okay, because it is in bitmap. Okay, not easily scalable and resizable. Dia tak akan jadi smooth, right? So dia akan nampak blur dan sebagainya. Alright, this is the differences between vector and bitmap. So for vector, kalau digunakan vector type, bila you zoom in besarkan, increase the size, dia akan nampak masih lagi jelas, smooth. But when you have bitmap, if you use bitmap, bila you besarkan, zoom in ataupun increase the size of the image, dia akan nampak pecah-pecah, dia akan hilang terus. Nampak blur-blur macam tu. So that's the difference between vector and bitmap. Okay, 3D. So 3D scene consists of object that in turn contain many small elements. So this small element refer to block, cylinder, circle, sphere, for example. Okay. The more element, the finer the object's resolution and smoothness. That means if you want to create, contohnya tangan. Kalau tangan robot, for example, okay, you have this small, okay, small cylinder or circle you use or any other shape compared to you have one shape only. Okay, so this one actually later on will be more smooth. Nak gerak tu, okay, dia akan nampak lagi smooth. Okay, pusing, dia akan nampak lagi smooth. So beza Okay. 3D animation, drawing, and rendering tools include the tools that we use to draw and rendering, to do drawing and rendering. Dust 3D, NewText Lightwave, FormZ, Autodesk Maya, Google SketchUp. It is actually based on what you are going to create. Okay, so kena tahu tools-tools ni based on apa yang you nak lah. Okay. For example, Google SketchUp. If we want to sketch rumah, building, okay, usually they use Google SketchUp. Yang ada the calculation macam besar mana kan. Biasa kita guna Google SketchUp. Autodesk Maya ni kalau you nak, contoh you nak bina kerusi, meja, cartoon like this, okay, you use Autodesk Maya. Okay. 3D features. Okay. First we have modeling. So modeling, what modeling means is we place all the elements into 3D space. So if you need to use cylinder, if you need to use a circle, if you need to use sphere, for example, so you place everything into all the elements into 3D space. Just put it there. Okay. The second one is extrusion. So extrusion is the shape of a plane surface extends some distance. That means if you have a small cylinder, you extend, okay, you extend the permukaan dia tu menjadikan lebih besar. So that means what you are doing is actually extrusion. Okay, extrude. And then the number 3 is latting. Latting is profile of the shape is rotated around a defined axis. Nak ke arah Y ke, X ke, Z ke. So you based on your preference lah. Okay, tengah buat apa. Nak rotatekan dia. So latting. Textures and colors. So to make the design more realistic, so we need to play around with textures and colors. Okay. Shading, Gouraud shading, flat shading, ray tracing, point shading. This is based on kalau you nak guna lah. For example, if you want to have some depth, kan nak nampak ada bayang ke, shadow, then we use shading. Kita nak nampak dia lagi jauh, lagi dekat, we can use shading. Okay. And rendering, use of intricate algorithm to apply user specified effect. So once we put the effect, or we place the effect to our scene, okay, or 3D space ni, kita akan render. Dah siap semua, kita akan render. Contoh you masukkan texture, you dah tukarkan color, you dah letak shading, for example, to that design, okay. And then bila you tekan render, dia akan combine ataupun merge all the effect to that design. dia macam dia nak save lah, nak pastikan color tu betul ada nanti, shading tu ada. Okay, then we use rendering. So rendering ni biasanya kadang-kadang kalau with apa tu very simple design, dia tak lama pun rendering ni. Kalau you buat 3D animation yang betul-betul tu, itu lama rendering. Okay, rendering process, dia nak mergekan everything, all the effect. Okay, sebab tu nak buat rendering, buat sikit-sikit. Ada effect sikit, render. Lepas tu buat lagi. Okay, if not it takes time. Panorama. So panoramic image are created by stitching together a sequence of photos around a circle and adjusting them into a single seamless bitmap. So kalau kita tengok, for example, your phone, if you use your phone, I think nowadays phone, they have this panorama features. Okay, dekat foto, bila you nak ambil gambar, nak snap photos tu, dia akan ada satu panorama. Okay, when you choose that, how do you do it is actually, you can move around your phone, right? You can move around your phone, okay, usually from left to right, okay? And then, bila you dah siap, dia dah siap, dekat dalam frame dia tu, you akan nampak macam satu gambar yang besar. Basically, the concept of this panoramic image is actually stitching or combine together a sequence of image, okay? So Panorama Factory is a panoramic stitching program for Windows and image. You stitch, you masukkan few photos yang you nak gabungkan, nak jadikan dia panorama, and then bila you save, dia akan keluarkan satu image yang seperti ini, for example. Okay, yang seperti ini. So you have few image, okay, you stitch together ataupun kita combine together all of this image, ikut sequence, and then end up dia akan jadi satu gambar yang besar. Seolah-olah yang ambil gambar, besar ni gambar tu, gambar panorama. So basically konsep dia macam tu. Alright, panorama. Okay, next. We go to color and palettes in multimedia. So colors in light comes from an atom where an electron passes from a higher to a lower energy level. So basically this is kind of physics things lah. Okay, macam mana bila mata kita melihat satu frequency of light wave, dan itu actually kita nampak colors. Okay, so there are few type of colors used. Additive color, subtractive color, monitor specific color, and color models. So let's look at one by one. So additive color is actually color used in TV, for TV and monitor. Computer monitor. Okay, your screen, your laptop screen. Okay, so in the additive color method, a color is created by combining colored light sources in 3 primary colors. So red, green, and blue. Okay, RGB. So remember, TV and computer monitors use additive color method. Okay, RGB. Subtractive color used by combining color is created by combining colored media such as paint or ink. So printing, for printers, they use this method. Okay, they use this method. So the 3 primary colors for subtractive colors are cyan, magenta, and yellow, CMY. All right. So if you look at your ink cartridge, okay, for your printer, you will see this. Oh, CMY. Okay, why? Because it is used for printing. Okay, CMY is used for printing. Okay. Monitor specific colors. So basically colors should be used according to the target audience monitor specification. Usually for our screen, we can select, right? Okay, what type of resolution, okay, we are going to use. So preferred monitor resolution is 800 times 600 pixels. So the preferred color depth is 32 bits. Can you imagine if you have 24 bit, you have 16 million. So if you have 32 bits, so how many million, okay, colors. So that's why nampak macam smooth je kan, cantik je dia punya color tu. Right? Okay, so monitor specific color, RGB model. So 24-bit methodology method. Use from primary color red, green, and blue. The value range from 0 to 255. So maksudnya each of these red, green, blue, okay, dia ada berapa? from 0 to 255. So this one also from 0 to 255. This one also from 0 to 255. Okay, so when you combine, they can dapat satu color lah. Alright. And second one is SHB and HSL models, or they use it as HSL or HSV lah. Hue, saturation, lightness, or hue, saturation, value. So specify as an angle from 0 to 360 degrees on a color wheel. So dalam you punya Photoshop, you boleh jumpa ini. Okay, you nak play around with hue, you nak play around with saturation. Okay, can play around with this. So other models include CMYK, CIE, CIE, YIQ, and so on. Okay, color palettes. So basically, color palettes define the color of pixel display on the screen. Okay, this one lah. Okay, you click je, dia akan pergilah kat mana-mana kan. Dia akan value, dia akan berubah. So if you click here, for example, value sini akan berubah. So if you click here, value sini pun akan berubah. Okay, so most common palettes are 24-bit depth. So depends on kalau application pun macam Photoshop, depends lah. Dia akan gunakan berapa bit. Okay. So kalau 24-bit depth tu, you akan nampak totally photo realistic. Kan? Macam contoh gambar baby yang kita nampak tadi dalam previous slide tu. Okay, apa beza 1 bit dengan 24-bit depth? Mana yang nampak lagi photo realistic kan? Okay. Dithering. Tadi kan sebut deterred to 1 bit kan. So deterred is actually a process, dithering is actually a process whereby the color value of each pixel is changed to the closest matching color value. Kalau antara hitam putih tadi, dia akan tengok mana lagi dekat. Hitam ke putih? 0 or 1. Okay, contoh macam tu lah. Alright. In the target palette. So, contoh this one from 8 bit nampak to 1 bit. So, black and white. So, dia akan cari step satu ni. Sebelah dia. Okay, closest matching value color. So, either 0 or 1. Okay. Now we move to file type or format type used in multimedia. So for Macintosh format, most commonly used format is PICT. So PICT is complicated and versatile format, but can be used only by Apple. Developed by Apple, can be used for Macintosh OS. Okay, Macintosh platform. So almost every image application on the Macintosh can import or export PICT file. So when we are talking about this specific file format, of course for PICT can be used by Windows platform. Okay. So in PICT file, both vector drawn object and bitmap can reside side by side. That means both pun boleh guna PICT ni, guna PICT format. Windows format, the most commonly used file image on Windows is DIB or BMP. Mungkin pernah dengar kan? So device independent bitmap. Okay. So bitmap format by Windows developers are BMP, CIFF and PCX. Okay. Selalunya yang kita selalu mungkinlah pernah tengok is BMP and CIFF lah. Right. Okay. Dalam clip art galleries, kalau biasa tengok kan, okay, digunakan BMP or CIFF. So for yang biasa, very common to us is cross-platform format. So JPEG, GIF, PNG, okay, PDF, okay. But there are some that used by specific application. For example, PSD, Photoshop, AI, Illustrator, CDR, DXF. This one is specific used by application. Maksudnya kalau you save as, you buat Photoshop, you save as PSD, your friend who has Photoshop can open this file, but other friend who does not have Photoshop cannot open this file. Okay, remember that. Specific by application. Okay. That's all for chapter 4. If you have any question, please do ask. Okay, so that's all for chapter 4 image. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.